Hey everybody, I'm Judy Lynne.
And I'm Kimberly, and we are here with practical and inspiring conversations for the budding entrepreneur.
Today we have a very interesting topic for you. We're actually going to have a conversation about the law of attraction because there's so much that is said about the law of attraction. There's a lot of different emotions about it. Some people think it's foo-foo. Other people are totally into it but can't seem to make it work. And so Kimberly and I are just going to chat about what we know about law of attraction and how it has affected our lives. Kimberly, what can you tell me about the law of attraction? When did you first take interest in it, and how has it affected your business?
That's a really good question because up until about 2 years ago, I didn't really even know anything about it. I'd heard maybe some rumors about law of attraction, and people were saying, I can just think my way to riches and Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill was out there, and they're all kind of based on that same law. But I really didn't have it just didn't seem very real and practical and grounded to me. And then I started getting introduced to it in a variety of ways and seeing it show up in a variety of literature, and knowledgeable people were talking about it, people that were credible resources. And I guess they'd always been talking about it, but I just hadn't been ready to listen yet. So I started really having, as I shared with you, conversations with people about it about a year and a half ago, and started incorporating it a little bit more into my life, and really just totally got on board as law of attraction is a law and not just an idea or a theory or a principle or anything like that. It totally works.
It's interesting to hear that for me, because for me, I everybody is putting law of attraction in their life because it's a law. You don't choose it or not choose it. It's either you are attracting the things you don't want into your life, or you're attracting the things you do want into your life. But you're always attracting. The law is always there. And so I'm interested to know in how, when you started consciously using or consciously being aware that the law of attraction was actually in place, how did that affect your business? What did you do? What did you do to change so that you could see the difference in your business?
So I think it didn't start with my business. It actually
Oh,
just started with life. I was, sort of hearing more and more about the law of attraction. And Judy, you're totally right. It happens whether you believe in it or not. The law is still there.
exactly.
Just a matter of whether or not you're deliberately creating during the law of attraction or not, whether or not you're paying attention to how it's showing up in your life.
Right.
And there are plenty of people who don't know anything about the law of attraction that are using it quite well and effectively, and there are people who are wondering why, things are not going the way they want them to. And they're trying everything that they can, and they're fighting against it and pushing as hard as they can to make it work. And they're actually employing law of attraction against themselves. And
Right.
it was the first time I think I really, I employed it in my life was, friends of mine would talk about law of attraction and saying, I'm going to manifest this, or I'm going to manifest that. That's really interesting. And I said, all right, we'll give it a whirl with something. And I was on board with it because I'd seen it work in other people's lives. If you say, hey, I'm open to receiving the things that I need to receive, and meeting the people I need to meet, and hearing the things I need to hear in order to get this result, that could really shift, because you're not shifting the outside world, you're shifting the inside world.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. Things on the outside, the matrix, as they call it, the things on the outside will definitely shift when things on the inside shift. So it's interesting when you were talking about people will say that they want something and then they're disappointed because it's not there. But they don't understand, and this is an important thing about the law of attraction, which I came to understand quite a few years ago, which is, you say it isn't the words, the universe or energy, the matrix, God, universe, spirit, source, energy, whatever we want to call it, doesn't hear our words. It's not answering our words. It's answering our vibration. And what is our vibration? Our vibration is created from our emotion, from what we're feeling. So our belief system is really important when we're aware of being conscious creators, when we're aware that we are conscious creators, or that we are creators, that we can become conscious creators by choosing the beliefs that we have and questioning those that create the negative thoughts and negative emotions that create that negative vibration that goes out and then brings back more of the same. That's going to give you more of the same, right? It's non-judgmental. It's not going to say, oh, you're feeling this way, but you're really saying that. I know you really don't want that. We're going to give you this. It's going to give you exactly what you're feeling. It's going to give you more of the same to feel the same. So, okay, well, it's coming. So we're just going to keep it coming. When you are consciously creating, one of the major things that I do that keeps me in alignment in the vibration of what it is I'm wanting to create is to question my belief system. If I'm not feeling, pardon that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Question your belief system. I totally agree.
Yeah, if you're not feeling peace, love, joy in the things that you're doing, if you're not feeling that greatness, if you're not feeling expansive and unlimited possibilities, or at least possible, if you're not feeling like anything is possible for me, there's a belief system there that is holding you back. So question it. What is it I believe? Where does that come from? Is it something that my parents believed in years ago that I just kind of inadvertently picked up and carried as a truth? And really, it's not my truth. But the weird thing is, it is your truth until you decide it is no longer your truth.
That's true.
Choose to let it go.
I love the principle in a law of attraction that thoughts or beliefs are thoughts that you just keep thinking. Yeah. And so if you shift what you're thinking, then you can shift your beliefs. And thoughts are things. So as soon as you have thoughts, they're creating vibration, and the vibration is then creating that momentum in the universe. And it really, it's a real thing, whether you choose to believe it or not. It actually is in effect in your life. So employing the opportunity to take advantage of the law would be smarter than not taking advantage of it, I realized. I think when you are pushing against something, you're paying attention to it. When you're not pushing against something, you're not paying attention to it. Whatever you're paying attention to gets that focus, and that's what the universe brings you more of. So the people who are saying, I am so sick of being broke. I'm so sick of my business not working. I'm so tired of my employees not showing up every day. And I'm so tired of, heard somebody complain because they own a grocery store. Why won't the people put the carts back in the cart thing? Why do they put them right next to the carts? And I was like, maybe because you keep thinking they're going to.
Yeah. It's kind of like an expectation, isn't it? It's kind of like we have this silent expectation within us that, people suck, or everybody at the grocery store is, rude, or whatever it is. But we have this kind of
more.
Yeah, and we don't even question it. It's just this expectation that we have. And so there it shows up for us, because for us, that's our truth. Until we decide it no longer serves us. And then we can let that go and adopt a new truth. That becomes your reality. And that's just the way it works. And it really does work, you guys. It's working, whether you like what's happening or not. It is working, because it is actually a law. But to know that you are the creator, and you have control over which way it goes is amazing.
Yeah. As soon as you realize that you have a say in it, and that you can contribute what you want because you're paying attention to it, as soon as you realize that your focus matters, then that changes everything, right? So pay attention to what you want, and what you don't want, you need to ignore or move away from, and don't push, and keep paying attention to it and keep focusing on it, because then it'll just bring more of that. So you got to focus on the things that you want, create them in your future by thinking about, why you want them, what you want to do with them, why you want this business. We're going to do a whole other one on finding your purpose, but why do you want this business? Is it just to, it could be just to make a ton of cash, nothing wrong with that. But is it to really help people and change lives? Or is it to, create freedom for yourself and your family? Whatever it is, just focus on that, and don't focus on the things that are frustrating you and aggravating you.
That's right. And one of the key things that I use all the time to bring myself back is that question. This is the question I ask. Is the way I'm feeling right now creating more of what I want?
Oh, that's so good, Judy. I love that.
Yeah.
Oh,
And it'll just bring you right back into alignment, because you're going to go, hell no, it isn't.
I can tell sometimes when I'm driving and I'm chewing on something that happened at home before I left or whatever, and I'm thinking about it and thinking about it. Of course, it's not letting it go. It's going to stay right there in my experience. And the weird thing is, you're suffering so many times over that, right? You're suffering when it happened. You're suffering when you think about it again. And then by thinking about it, you're bringing more of it into your experience. So you're suffering again. And if you just let it go and have it be what it was and behind you, now you can focus on the future, then you're not suffering thinking about it, and you're not suffering it because you're not bringing it back into your experience.
Right. Or the, woulda, shoulda, couldas come in, and then you suffer with all the woulda, shoulda, couldas, right?
So when did you first learn about, or when did you first, either one, learn about it or start employing law of attraction? And I know you have so many great stories about it.
I started studying, I love psychology and quantum physics and all in energy healing and all that. So I started studying all of it probably 12, 13 years ago. And I quit smoking, actually, using EFT, tapping. And then I started really implementing the law of attraction consciously in with my coaching and tapping. It wasn't until I got into some serious debt during the year of 2008 when the crash happened.
That's a great story. I mean, sounds like not a great story, but it's so amazing that what you created there.
Yeah. And ever since then, it's just been, that just really showed me the power that I had within me to make a massive change when everything around me said, oh, no, you can't. Everything was a big fat no, and doors slamming in my face all over the place. And basically, guys, not to keep things a secret, but using the law of attraction and a process that I put together to keep myself in alignment with the vibration that I needed to be in to create what I wanted and to release what I didn't want. And within 4 months, I cleared a $200,000 debt. And it was completely a miracle. And when I tell the story now, I kind of get chills. And I also feel like, oh God, everybody's going to think I'm spammy or something, because it just sounds unreal. Even to me, when I say it, and I try to, we're human, right? So we're always going to try to find ways to rationalize it. Oh no, it happened because of this, and this. But I think back at that time, it was nothing more than a miracle, and it came in many different ways. The clearing of that money came in many different ways. It wasn't just all one lump sum. It was really just me staying in the vibration of what I wanted. And every time I stepped out of it, which was many times during the day, I would go back into that process and clear it again, because I knew that law of attraction was answering, that the energies were answering my vibration. And so I was determined to stay in the vibration of what it was I wanted and not what I didn't want, if that makes sense.
It does. And what you're describing is probably why, what you're describing about how it comes in multiple ways and it doesn't come the one way in one lump sum that you think it's going to, or whatever. Sure. That's really how law of attraction works, where you release the idea that it has to come from a certain source or in a certain way or from a certain person. And you say, I am open to the possibility of having these things in my life, either, debt cleared or money in the bank or, perfect health or a good relationship or whatever it is. You stop thinking about, well, I can't have it because I can't have perfect health because the doctor's already said this, or I can't have a great relationship because, I've had such a bad history with relationships, or my business is never going to succeed because whatever. You release all of that, because it doesn't matter how it comes to you. As soon as you open up the it doesn't matter how, then somehow it starts streaming in different ways that you're like, wow, I didn't even think about that way to get that, that way to meet the person of my dreams, or that way to, get healthy again, or that way to have money come into my business, which is really important for entrepreneurs.
Yes. You detach yourself from the outcome, because you're putting the energy out there of what you want, right? So you detach yourself from the outcome, so it doesn't have to show up in a particular way. And then you step into excited anticipation, kind of like childlike wonder. It was kind of childlike wonder. I don't know how it's going to show up, but I know it is. I don't know how, but I know it is. And you actually feel it. You get yourself to that point where you actually feel like it's visceral. You
Yeah.
know it's going to be there. And
Yeah.
that's the vibration that you put out. And that is creation in motion, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I think for entrepreneurs, when I'm working with them, and you've seen this too, where you're working with somebody and they're saying, I want to make more revenue. And then as you talk with them, you see ways where they're pushing revenue away. I mean, where people are like, oh, well, this client came to me and they asked me to, if I did this. And of course I said no, because I don't do that. And you're like, why don't you just start doing that? They want to pay you. Why don't you just let that revenue come into your life, Or there's so many experiences like that. Or, this joint venture came up, or this partner came up and they said they wanted to work with me, but I'm not sure I'm ready to do that. Well, that's money trying to get into your life, and you're like, kind of, it's really sweet when you see it. And it's easier to see in other people than it is for yourself. So it's not like I have it all
definitely
down,
is
perfect, believe me. But yeah, it's fun to watch it appear in other people's lives and my own as well.
Here's a good takeaway for you guys. If you can remember one thing.
When they say this is an attraction-based universe,
yeah.
So there is nobody pushing anything on you. You are attracting whatever is happening in your life. So you can tell what your thoughts are by the way things are manifesting in your life. And if you are pushing against stuff, you're really just bringing more of it on. So my encouragement to you is think about what you want to attract and put all of your focus on that.
Watch your vibration in this world of creation.
Oh, that's good. Watch your vibration in this world of creation. That's right. That's awesome. I like it.
All right, you guys. We have kept you long enough. We do appreciate you joining us. Please ask us any questions. Reach out to us if you have any concerns or questions or any suggestions for us. We like the positive ones, but we'll address the negative ones too.
We won't push them away.
No.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure today. I really enjoy. And Judy, thank you so much for your company and your partnership. This has just been such a joy working with you. You're just such an amazing human being.
Thank you. I feel the same about you. I think you're amazing too. And you guys, we think you're amazing, and we do appreciate you showing up on our channel. Don't forget to click and subscribe if you haven't already. We'd love to have you a part of our family. Till next time.
Cheers.